Here is a list of ingredients for making 10 scones. 75 grams of butter, 350 grams of self-raising flour, 40 grams of sugar, 150 millilitres of milk, 2 eggs. Mia wants to make 25 scones. Work out how much sugar she needs. Okay, so if this question had said, for example, Mia wants to make 30 scones, this would have been a nice, easy multiplication by 3 of the ingredients. I know specifically they're asking for sugar, so you just multiply that by 3. But unfortunately, they're asking for 25. So it's not just a simple multiplication up. They're asking for 25. So what you need to do in these situations is firstly divide this recipe into something that you can then scale up to 25. So what you can do is you can divide this recipe for 10 scones into 2 lots of 5 scones. Okay, so hopefully you can see that we'd have to divide this recipe for 10 by 2 to get a recipe for 5. So we're just going to divide by 2 here. We're going to divide each of the ingredients by 2. Now, I don't actually have to do that for this question because I'm just asked for sugar, but I'm just covering the bases. For example, if they ask you a different question, do they have enough ingredients and so on and so forth, you need to be able to do this skill. So I'm just going to show you for every single ingredient for the purposes of this video. So we're going to divide 75 by 2. So I'm going to do a little bus stop, because of course it's a non-calculated paper. 75 divided by 2. I'm going to put a decimal point and some zeros in case it doesn't divide exactly. So 2's into 7 go 3. 2 3 is 6. Remainder 1. 2's into 15 go 7, because 2 7's are 14. Remainder 1. And 2's into 10 go 5. So it's 37.5. This one here, I'm going to divide 350 by 2. So 2's into 3 go once, remainder 1. 2's into 15 go 7, remainder 1. And 2's into 10 go 5. So 175 grams for that one there. That's also grams. This one's a nice easy one. 40 divided by 2 is just 20. So 20 grams of sugar there. 150 mils divided by 2. Let's just do a quick bus stop. 2's into 1 don't go. 2's into 15 go 7. Remainder 1. And 2's into 10 go 5. So that would be 75 millilitres of milk for 5 scones. And this one's a nice easy one. Divide this by 2 is 1 egg. So that now gives you the amount of each ingredient for 5 scones. But I don't want a recipe for just 5 scones. I want a recipe for 25 scones. So I need to now multiply my recipe for 5 scones. So I've got my recipe for 5 scones here. All these ones here, I'll go around it in a different colour. All these values here that I've found are the recipe for 5 scones. So can you see that I'm having to multiply my recipe for 5 scones by 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to be able to get to 25 scones. So if you were asked for how much of each ingredient you needed to make 25 scones, you'd have to multiply all these values by 5. But we are only asked for sugar, okay? So we just need to look at the value for sugar, which was a nice easy 20 grams. And we're going to do 20 multiplied by 5, which is a nice easy 100 grams of sugar. and that is it. But just for an example, let's say, for example, they asked you how much butter would be required for 25 scones. You would get your value for butter from here for 5 scones, and you would multiply it by 5 to get your 25 scones. But your answer for this one is 100 grams.